Just days after a bicycle crash in Venice leaves 4 people in critical condition, another incident near downtown Sarasota. Plus, Northport police looking for a reckless driver caught on camera. And there's an increase in voter turnout across the country, including here on the Suncoast. We took to the polls to ask people why they're voting early. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening. Law enforcement investigating a bicycle crash tonight near downtown Sarasota. It happened at around 8 o'clock tonight on North Washington Boulevard and Dr. Martin Luther King Way, about 5 blocks away from the Newtown neighborhood. The northbound lanes of US 301 were closed temporarily while medics arrived. That bicyclist was taken away by Bay Flight, but right now it's not known whether their injuries were serious or if it was just precautionary. Sarasota police tell us that so far the investigation indicates the bicyclist was at fault. This comes only days after a bicycle accident in Venice left 4 people in critical condition. That accident is also still under investigation. Northport police are looking for a reckless driver caught on camera. Here's a screenshot of the surveillance footage. You can see the driver doing donuts at Butler Park. Police say earlier last month, the person driving that car went on to the soccer and football fields of the park and did significant damage to the fields. Police say they were caught on camera doing this 2 nights in a row. Now they're looking for the culprit. If you have any information about who may own this car, you're being asked to call Northport Police. Florida's Supreme Court ruling today cars can be considered weapons, increasing the prison sentence of a man convicted of manslaughter. Adam Shepard was convicted of 1 count of manslaughter with a weapon for hitting a man with his car after a bar fight in Jacksonville 7 years ago. This ruling could add 15 years to his sentence. Today's ruling was unusual because the court backed away from a 1995 decision which said a weapon must be, quote, commonly understood to be an instrument for combat. Well, the last few months have not been kind to downtown Venice between red tide and ongoing construction. And now another hurdle, parking problems. Construction has taken over the majority of the parking spots on Venice Avenue, and there seems to be a limited amount of spaces available all throughout downtown. With the start of the snowbird season, many worry it'll get even worse. But Venice Main Street has now stepped in and is trying to make this parking situation as smooth as possible to make sure people can come to downtown and enjoy everything it has to offer.
Businesses downtown are our neighbors. They are small business owners. They are part of our community. They employ people who live in our community. And so right now, more than ever, they need us to come down and support them. We have plenty of parking downtown. Centennial Park, our largest parking lot, is open. There's no time restrictions. Of course, it's free. We have parking on Miami Avenue as well, and parking at City Hall.
There is also free parking under the Venice Avenue Bridge and at Heckscher Park. Well, let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, some changes coming in our weather over the weekend.
Yeah, actually, it's going to start tomorrow, too. We're going to start to see some rain move in. The weekend, we'll see a change. We'll get cleared out here on Saturday. Then Sunday, it starts all over again with more rain in the forecast. The cold front was a little bit more active earlier today, but it's weakening now. It's still way back here. It's a long way to go. It's going to move in our direction throughout the day on Friday, eventually clearing out of here by Saturday mid-morning, maybe just before sunrise. It should be out of our entire viewing area. There's a little prefrontal trough out ahead of it there. Some big storms earlier over the Big Bend area and near Tallahassee, but now the storms and showers now are weakening as they move off to the northeast. I don't think this line is going to have an impact on our weather. Tomorrow morning there could be some residual showers left behind, maybe 1 or 2 along the coast, but all in all it should be fairly quiet to start the day off tomorrow. You'll notice nothing going on right now. We had a brief shower earlier this evening right around 6:30, 7 o'clock near Siesta Key. Some light rain falling near Tallahassee, actually by the cold front itself. And for us, our current conditions, we do have generally fair skies. 73, still warm out there. We'll let you know about the cooling trend and how long it will last coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. With the general election now only 5 days away, a large number of voters have already cast their ballot. A record number of people have taken advantage of the early voting sites here on the Suncoast or mailed in their ballot. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live tonight from the Supervisor of Elections in Sarasota with more on the success of early voting. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, it's almost hard to believe the election is just a few short days away. More and more people are taking advantage of early voting. This voting site at Lakewood Ranch Town Hall is a prime example of how successful early voting has been this year on the Sun Coast. The Manatee County Supervisor of Elections says at this location alone, there have been more than 1,000 voters casting their ballots for the general election each day.
It's less stressful if you vote early, and you just beat the rush and the stress that comes with that.
I actually travel a lot with work, and I'll be out traveling, so I wanted to make sure I did my civic duty when I'm in town.
So far in Manatee County, more than 75,000 of the 230,000 registered voters have voted. In Sarasota County, they've already had 45,000 voters cast their ballot, which is a 35% voter turnout, with several more days of early voting still available. For both counties, they are either on par or eclipsing early voting numbers compared to 2016.
There's several high-profile races on the ballot. You have a U.S. Senate race and a governor's race that are certainly driving a lot of the turnout. A lot of issues on the ballot. So you have 18 questions countywide.
Early voting in Manatee and Sarasota counties runs through this Saturday from 8:30 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. If you have a mail-in ballot at this time, you're being encouraged to drop it off at your Supervisor of Elections to make sure your vote gets in on time.
We also like to come in and do it by hand. The mail-in ballot is so we can take our time going through it and also teach our daughter what it's all about, and we like to let her drop in the box.
We wouldn't miss voting for anything. It's one of the biggest responsibilities a citizen has in this country.
And the general election is this Tuesday, November 6th. You can vote between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Reporting it live from downtown Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. A Manatee County School Board member is encouraging voters to vote yes on single-member districts. Dave Watchdog Minor says East Manatee County has grown to a point where voters should elect a representative from their residential area in order to feel better connected to their school board. He says while this does not directly benefit him, he wants what's best for Manatee County. Last year, Manatee's population grew to a little more than 385,000 people. Those who oppose single-member districts say they promote the two-party system and represent the majority party by underrepresenting the others. Well, next week, Florida voters will decide whether to approve Amendment 6. Supporters say that proposal seeks to ensure the rights of victims to receive information and also offer input during criminal cases. But that amendment is one of several measures that bundles multiple issues. It would also make two other judicial changes, including raising the mandatory retirement age for state judges from 70 to 75.
Voters are smart. I mean, I think they're going to understand the issues, and hopefully they will feel that the overall good of Amendment 6, including Marcy's law, merits a yes vote. No perpetrator of a crime should ever have more of a voice than the victim, or more of a voice in the victim's family in the event of a loss of life. Victims deserve co-equal rights, nothing more and nothing less.
The proposal is part of a broader national movement stemming from the 1983 death of a California woman who was stalked and killed by her ex-boyfriend. And Florida leaders will soon have to determine how the new governor and cabinet members will be able to travel around the state. That's after current Governor Rick Scott, who uses a private jet, leaves office. So far, the campaigns of Republican Ron DeSantis and Democrat Andrew Gillum have not outlined how the winner of Tuesday's election would travel when elected. In the past, the cost to fly state planes was more than $2.4 million a year. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will have your weekend forecast. Plus, it's the last leg of the race for midterm elections. What President Trump has to say about some of the biggest issues concerning voters. And we take a closer look at the rules, regulations, and motives behind political advertising on Facebook and why it matters to you.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Well, Bob, I know you mentioned we have rain on the way, but I really enjoyed today's weather. I got a chance to go run out at Nathan Benderson Park, and that nice breeze felt good today.
Oh, yeah, it did. It's going to be breezy tomorrow, too. The winds will stay stronger, so keep that in mind, anglers and boaters out there alike. We are going to see a bit breezy conditions. We had a fairly good sunset, I guess. We saw a little bit of the sun. A lot of it this afternoon after some clouds around this morning, and you'll see those clouds coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. That's in advance of that cold front. And there's a little glimmer of that sunshine there. So a little bit, not much, but photos were pretty good despite that. Fact that we didn't get a lot of that. But look at this photo. This is blowing up on my Facebook page right there. This was spotted today in Mayaca City. That is a buffalo. You don't see that very often. You know, we show you the snakes and we show you the alligators, but I figured I'd show you a buffalo. This from Zach George. It got out of, I guess, the fence there because they have some buffaloes out there in Mayaca City. Casey Key, Fred Seeger getting a good shot there, Fred. That's a nice shot with all the clouds there and the clouds moving in. Cindy Desmond also showing that. And that's the story. Clouds are going to be coming along with the cold front. You can see it back to the west of us now. The actual cold front's here, but this is called the prefrontal trough. And that usually brings some pretty big storms if the enough energy's out there. We are going to see some energy. Rain mainly Friday afternoon and evening. And then there'll be some rain coming back on Sunday. So Saturday looks to be the best of the days for the weekend. Some showers now continuing out in the Gulf of Mexico. These are moving off to the northeast, not much advancement in our direction. One or two of those may be around tomorrow morning after sunrise, but not a lot. The main rain comes later on in the afternoon and throughout the evening. It could have some implications for the start of some of the area's high school football action. And as far as the futurecast goes, we'll start off with a few showers around in the morning, possibly, as I mentioned, 8 o'clock. Most areas should stay relatively dry, and then we'll see a little break, and we'll see a mixture of clouds and sun, more clouds than sun, I think. And then by 3:30, you'll start to see these storms fill in, and then showers. And there could be even a few isolated thunderstorms moving through, but then notice what happens by Saturday morning. Things clear out of here. The front clears. It turns cooler and a little drier, a little bit more sunshine. Then all of a sudden, all this works its way back northward as a warm front and brings a pretty good chance for showers and storms on Sunday. The atmosphere is starting to moisten up too, and even the upper levels of the atmosphere, all that dry air has slipped off to the east. The hourly planner tomorrow, a few showers are possible in the morning, but generally partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Highs will be near seasonal averages, and then the showers and rain comes in the afternoon and evening hours. Current conditions at 73, and that dew point temperature has popped up to summer-like readings now at 72. Humidity very high, 96%. The high today warmed to 84, a couple degrees above average. We'll be closer to this number tomorrow due to the fact we'll see a little bit more cloudiness around. High pressure behind the system will eventually filter in for one day only, Saturday. And then it gets out of here as that front moves on through and another low pressure develops over the lower Mississippi Valley. Cooler temperatures in places like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, all be in the upper 40s to low 50s there, 40s in St. Louis, and highs tomorrow, as I said, in the 40s in Cleveland and Chicago, 71 in Dallas, and temperature of 82, 83 degrees right here on the Sun Coast. For boaters tomorrow, a little bit breezy, as I said. Winds will be out of the southwest. Unfortunately, with that west wind, that means we could see the potential for all the harmful impacts of red tide making their way onto the beaches. 70% chance for rain. That's mainly in the afternoon and evening. The rain chance in the morning at 30%, 20% on Saturday, and there it comes again on Sunday. 70% chance for light to moderate rain. And almost any time during the day on Sunday, temperatures do warm after that front moves on through. Well, got a chance to go out there fishing, but didn't catch much, but some of these folks did right here. The Big Red, Captain Nate Weissman. Getting this right there in the North Bay near the Manatee River. There's been some good fishing up there. That's a pretty good sized redfish, and tossed it back in the water there. And here's Captain Nate again with one of his clients catching a big snook. And that is a big snook right there. Looks like it may be even in the slot. And recent fishing venture with Coach Steve Herrick, the Beach Fishing Adventures out there. Looks like on Lombo Key or possibly Lido, I'm not sure. And then Captain Johnny Walker, he went out a few days ago, and his clients caught a double redfish. I believe that's redfish or snook. I can't see from this vantage point. But anyway, a lot of people are getting back down from their little trip up north for a few months, and a lot of them are anglers. So keep this in mind. There's an executive order down here due to the red tide, and you're no longer able to keep the redfish or snook. It doesn't matter what size. Catch them, release them, keep them in the water if you can, and give them a gentle release. I talked to Captain Scott Moore this morning. He gave me a call. He said he's starting to see, unfortunately, some dead fish showing up in some of the canals on Anna Marie Island, on the east side of the island as well, in the canals there. And he is noting a little bit more dark color to the water there. So this is something to watch, and especially with this west wind, keep that in mind. I know we had a west wind last weekend, and some people were reporting some eye irritation and some coughing as well. So.
Hate to hear it. Well,
yeah.
Thank you so much, Bob. Immigration, healthcare, and the economy are some of the big issues being discussed on the campaign trail as we head into the midterm elections. But for the president, immigration is his closing message. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more from Washington.
As Election Day gets closer, President Trump is feverishly campaigning for Republican candidates. And tonight in Columbia, Missouri, he's sticking with a key theme, immigration.
And we're not letting them into our country. They're not coming in illegally.
Before hitting the road again, the president announced changes to the way migrants can request asylum.
Migrants seeking asylum will have to present themselves lawfully at a port of entry.
As Republicans use fear of migrants to gin up the base, Democrats are pushing health care. The president speaking exclusively with ABC's Jonathan Karl in Florida.
You've been saying that Democrats want to take away pre-existing conditions.
What the Democrats are going to do is they're going to destroy our entire health care, and you're not going to have any health care.
But what if Democrats win control of Congress?
Can you work with them if the Democrats win the House?
Well, we'd certainly try. I'm looking to unify.
The president also responding to criticism about how truthful he is.
When I can, I tell the truth.
In this final stretch toward the midterms, the star power is emerging in Georgia.
I'm here today to support a change maker.
Oprah stumping for the Democrat, Stacey Abrams, who hopes to become the nation's first female African-American governor. All while Vice President Pence campaigns for her opponent, Brian Kemp.
I'm kind of a big deal, too.
Right now, the polls between Abrams and Kemp are really tight, but both of them are getting some major support over the weekend. Former President Obama is scheduled to campaign for Abrams. President Trump plans to rally in Georgia over the weekend. In Washington, Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Well, coming up, we investigate the rules, regulations, and motives behind political advertising on Facebook. But first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's New tonight with the stunning Julia Roberts.
That sounds like a fun idea.
Plus Science Bob, Tenacious D, and the results of the Halloween Candy Challenge.
Jimmy Kimmel told me to eat all your candy.
He's an idiot.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Enjoy fine wine and great foods, all while supporting a great cause. It's the 17th annual Suncoast Food and Wine Fest, happening Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample great food from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds go to local charities and Rotary projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Crackdown on misleading political ads continues, with suspicious pages being ripped down. But Investigate TV continues to find questions about political ads paid for by secret groups. Lee Zurek reports.
A Spanish-language ad mocking Florida Governor Rick Scott. Another one making fun of Arizona Congresswoman Kyrsten Sinema.
We need to talk about all the guns in this country.
Polarizing political ads on Facebook, sometimes filling up your feed.
That is sort of doesn't pass the smell test for me.
Some appear to violate federal law, advertisers hiding their identity.
Public confidence in Facebook is low?
I would think so, yes.
The liberals are angry.
One reason why tracking these ads can be a daunting task. Facebook has measures to help the average person ID who's running ads, but a sponsor can run them under multiple obscure Facebook pages, like ads from Stop the Liberals or Sleeping Joe. A click will take you to their pages with very few followers. You have to pay attention to figure out the ads are sponsored by NRSC, the National Republican Senatorial Committee. The committee wouldn't respond to our request for a comment. Other pages we found with few followers and lots of ads lead us to shadowy origins, like these, sponsored by the left-leaning News for Democracy, We couldn't find a Facebook page, a website, even a physical address. Investigate TV analyzed 1 week of the group's Facebook ads, finding it ran nearly 450, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in just 7 days. People saw the ads in all 50 states. Again, we have no idea who News for Democracy is, and some people featured in these ads don't know either.
I think it's a little troubling to be associated with a group that we have no idea who they are.
Megan Malloy co-founded Republican Women for Progress. She unknowingly appeared in this News for Democracy ad about Republican women turning on their party.
They are using the text as if it was me talking about myself, which, you know, it's close, but it's not exactly the same.
Malloy's still a registered Republican. Her organization hasn't been able to get the ad pulled.
You don't know who they are.
No idea. It's very difficult to figure out anything about who's behind it, who's funding them, you know, where they are, how do we even get in touch to say, hello, thank you for using our likeness. We don't want that.
Here's where it all gets tricky. Federal law doesn't require disclosure on some political ads, but if a candidate is named and the ad expressly advocates for or against a candidate, there has to be disclosure. News for Democracy is not registered as a political action committee, so these ads must state the name and permanent street address, telephone number, or worldwide web address of the person who paid for the communication and state that the communication is not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. None of these candidate ads do.
If the ads are not truthful or transparent, they shouldn't be going out. You wouldn't see it on television, so you shouldn't see it on your social media networks.
Do I trust them? No.
Ashley Nelson teaches a social media course at Tulane University. She says most of the ads she's seen violate some part of the guidelines and admits there's little Facebook can do.
How do you police this? I mean, you've got 2 billion users out there.
It's why experts say we need greater transparency so we know the motive and the money behind each Facebook post.
It's terrifying for transparency, and I think it can have a real impact on people that may not, you know, kind of do the research.
That's Investigate TV's Lee Zurich reporting. Now, pages associated with News for Democracy appear to all still be active. Facebook did decline our request for an interview. That's a look at consumer news. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure.
We're taking a look back at some of our favorite stories. We couldn't forget this one, which had us involved in the training of search and rescue dogs. And
so we give them as comfortable and natural an existence as we can.
The Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park offers visitors not just breathtaking scenery, but up-close encounters with native Florida wildlife.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, we went from Halloween to bam, Christmas time. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and the city of Chicago already has its Christmas tree picked out. It's being donated from a suburban family in Elmhurst, Illinois. It was chosen out of nearly 80 trees by Chicago's Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events. That tree now heads to Chicago's Millennium Park, where it will be decorated with about 30,000 lights. Chicago's Christmas tree lighting ceremony takes place on November 16th. And if you've been to any retail store lately, you've probably seen all those Christmas decorations out.
I saw a commercial not too long ago, in fact, about Christmas.
Okay.
And yeah, you were reporting about mosquitoes. They're back.
Yeah, they're all over
And you know what? Today I got a report too from Facebook that there's more out there than usual now. But yesterday it was dry though, so maybe it's the moisture in the atmosphere. They're starting to fly around a little bit more. There'll be a lot more moisture in the atmosphere tomorrow, falling from the sky, and a good chance for showers and storms. Meteorologist John Scalzi will have much more on that tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening.